My name is Alex Robbins. I'm here, Terra Quad. It's United Against Hate Week. We're really excited to sort of bring people together, and we wanted to ask some folks, what they think about sort of what would be a perfect sort of campus in their own words, as well as just sort of why it's important to stand up against hate in our community and our school. So we're gonna go ask people.
Okay.
First of all, what are you doing?
I am drawing on our t-shirts.
And it says unite. Is that something that you feel is important in terms of like either at Terra Linda or maybe in society specifically?
Yeah, because if we're all united, then we can all have like a cohesive idea and move forward.
Ooh, I like the word cohesive is a really good,
Yeah.
good way to put it. And actually that fits into like one of my first questions, which is if we're thinking about like a couple words, maybe like descriptive words, I think cohesive is a good one, but that describe like your ideal Terra Linda High School campus, or maybe just ideal school, how would you describe it in like a word or two in terms of like ideal school?
Friendly, encouraging, and creative.
Oh, those are so good.
Yeah.
Empathetic.
Diverse and accepting.
Those are two really good words. Thank you.
Maybe compassion.
Open and adaptive.
Loving.
Loving.
Caring.
Caring.
Kindness.
Kindness.
Respect.
Respect.
Fun.
Community and collaboration.
Understanding and united.
Nice.
I'd say trust.
Trust.
I think it's really
Why
important.
trust?
I think it's important to be in a space that you feel comfortable in, and trust is a big part of that, as well as respect, and especially even with like student-teacher relationships, like it's really important to have like teachers believing their students and students trusting the teachers to be able to go to them and talk about like stuff that's happening in class, like assault or just racism around school. So I just think it's important to have.
I think that's so, I so agree with that. Trust is so important. So I love that you mentioned that. Creative.
A community where it's safe, it's a safe space, and then also a fun educational environment.
I have another question. Why do you think it's important for Terra Linda students to stand against hatred? Why do you think that's an important thing?
Well, because it's also prevalent in every asset of our society. Everywhere you look, it's easy to find hate, but hate is something that's learned. Love is something you're born with, so it's important to unlearn all these preconceived notions you have of people, which is important why it's to stand against hate.
So that we can create an environment where everyone feels like their identity is appreciated and celebrated and welcomed, and also so that people have like a general education and awareness of what's going on at school and prevent hate that does occur on campus.
I think it's really important because it shows that other people are there to support you and that you are truly never alone.
Well, it's just something that we can do all together so that we can have a more comfortable environment, like what you were saying, just so that we can live together in harmony and not have to worry so much about there being so much negativity, and just understanding others and what they've been through in their personal experiences.
Right.
Yeah, so I think oftentimes we behave as if we don't directly see hate or aggression or racism or prejudice occurring, that it's not happening. And I think that what we've learned over the last couple years is that hate does exist in our community, that prejudice and violence are occurring. And so I think that the first thing that we can do is we have to surface that. We have to both acknowledge that it exists and acknowledge that we already have the wisdom and experience to respond to it.
Absolutely.
Which is, I think, best manifested by student activists and student participation. So I think a week like this helps do that, right? This is something to kind of show that there is a need for this, that there's a problem in the system, and we need some antibiotics to help respond to it.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to exclude anyone, and also I think it's kind of innate for human behavior for us to come together and look how far we've come as a civilization, as a species, and I think we can do more.
It's important for students to have a community at their school, and also for their voices to be heard in class too.
When you think of a united people, it's a lot of love and care, and love squelches hate, and I think that if we're all united, it's really hard for hate to fester within a community.
Yeah.
It's important because everybody are human.
hate really creates a space that it's uncomfortable for everyone, and I think that when there is no hate, people are allowed to be themselves more often. And I think that, when there's a lot of time that we spend in school, a lot of our personalities really change throughout those years because of, these norms that we get hated on for, these things that make us different. And I think if we eliminate hate, we can really embrace ourselves and really be who we want to be without hiding behind a wall.
So that people who are like showing hate know that it's not okay, and if more people show that they're united against it, we can kind of like fight that.
Final question, how do we do that? How do we unite against hate? How do we come together as a community, society, but just really, Terra Linda, how do we come together?
Well, don't shut anyone out. If they don't want to be a part of it, well, leave the door open for them. If they ever want to, they can always join if they want. If they don't, you don't have to force them. Be all inclusive. Like, don't leave anyone out.
Teach people about different cultures, to expose people to different stuff so they can learn how to respect it.
Yes.
Educate people on what is hateful and how to go about telling other people that maybe they've been hurt and how to apologize if we've accidentally hurt somebody and to learn from those mistakes.
Encouraging other people and not being so exclusive to each other, be inclusive with everybody.
Yeah.
Rallies, fundraisers, more things that get people together.
Yeah.
Something that my friends and I did, we created a club. So creating clubs and also maybe holding different rallies like someone has mentioned before. And also just grouping the school together in the theater or something and just having a person come in and speak every once in a while and address different issues to help educate others and to help other kids understand different words and different things that can be considered harmful to others.
To actually be outcome oriented, right? So often we think that just talking is going to solve the problem, and talking is a good first step, but we have to tie it to policy.
Yes.
And in school districts, oftentimes tying it to policy means tying it to money, right? What resources are we going to put to solve and fix these problems? And if we're not willing to talk about it, and we're not willing to put money towards it, then we don't actually care about it.
Yeah.
R-E-S-P-C-T, find out what it means to me.